Alrighty, what's up? I'm gonna just pretty much go over the last few trades that I've been I've been taking, and low-key just been banging out these trades, kind of going over what I've been seeing, what and how I could find more of these trades, such as longing from here, shorting from here, pretty much like how you could have caught big big moves, like this move down, this move up, catching this entire thing, like all the way, this whole trade closing here, um, like over 1,000 points almost. So from this wick to this wick, 762 points, and then price literally ran right back up, 688 points, and now we're literally dumping back down 484 points. So like this is the type of video that I'm going to kind of show you how you could have caught, high of day during Asia last night, or even low of day from previous day, or like today New York session, how you could have shorted this, and how you, yeah, like how you could have found these trades and taken them yourself. So yeah, let's just kind of like get into it, kind of explain what I'm thinking in terms of like long-term aspects. Let's just delete a few things. So let's just clean these up, and let's just start from the weekly time frame. No, we'll do daily time frame. So coming into the daily time frame, how I find my bias and how I determine where price is more likely to draw is going to be obviously on the higher time frame, such as the daily and the weekly, and it just helps me pick trades a little bit smarter versus just trying to catch little scalps to certain fair value gaps or easy draws on liquidity. So if we're looking at the daily chart, I noticed that Tuesday's candle, daily candle, we closed below Monday's low candle. So I'm going to be bearish because we, one, closed below, and two, the wick low is going to be my draw on liquidity. So right now, since we opened up high here and my draw on liquidity is down here, I'm going to be more bearish. So if we bring back the drawings, let's just get more into it. So this is previous day low. This was Tuesday's low. This was this low right here. We could even delete that. This low right here. We're going to mark that out. So that's my draw on liquidity for the day, right as market opens right here. So we could even kind of go select bar. Let's just go back in time from here. So this is kind of where market opened, and this is kind of what I was expecting. I knew that my draw on liquidity was lower. So if it's lower, I'm kind of expecting something like this. Kind of expecting us to manipulate here, catch a little retrace, and then I called this out. I drew this a minute before market open, and I said this is what we're gonna do, and then we come sell off right here. This is exactly what I drew out. To the tick, it pretty much played out. The reason I'm not seeing shorts right here is because we have all of this liquidity built up right here. We have all this liquidity that we could take before continuing lower. And since this is such a high time frame, I think we need to fill some more liquidity or grab some more liquidity to continue lower. So off rip, kind of what I'm going through, I noticed that yesterday, the previous day, we had a big sell off and then we pumped up higher, nice V-shaped recovery, but there's not a lot of structure behind it. So I'm just going to use my OTE from this low to this high, and I'm kind of waiting for price to draw back up here. Even if we do come up here, I'm still going to look for sales from up here. So I'm looking for longs here, sells here. So we pretty much are just going to wait. So once I see that right here, we respect the OTE, the white line, this 0.705, and we start climbing up, which, by the way, I caught these shorts and I got edged by 10 points right here. Got edged just a little bit. My entry was here. But as soon as we started selling off, I immediately knew that this was going to be high of day. I mean, I kind of really didn't know, but I did know. You know, I kind of was just looking at long term. What have we been doing? We finally broke out of this whack consolidation. Now we're starting to see a long-term high time frame downtrend. So I'm looking more bearish for sure. And my drawn liquidity has yet not gotten hit. So last night during Asia, we are simply just waiting for some sort of manipulation higher and then trying to find an entry to come back down. And what do I notice is I use this AOX standard deviation. It's kind of a little bit harder to use, but how I use it, where I'm looking to get a premium entry prior to like being, it's called a stop hunt. I'm going to be looking for some sort of level like this. And so I went to the high time frame, of course, and I noticed that there was this daily right here, this 1 hour order block right here that lined up with this level. So I dropped down to a smaller time frame and I noticed that this 15-minute fair value gap was respected, and we have a 15-minute order block as well. So I'm just going to continue to go down time frame to find the best premium order block that is unmitigated. And what do you know? This 5-minute order block after tapping in the 15-minute fair value gap has not been touched whatsoever. So it's a fresh order block that is sponsored. So that's what I'm looking to short from. The CE, or the 50% of that order block, lines up with the 0.255. I don't know why it works out sometimes. It just does. It just finds the stop hunt. So I noticed that we built liquidity to shoot us up here, and now we're taking all this liquidity, all this one, and even this one. We're taking all this liquidity to continue lower. So now that I'm kind of looking for shorts, I want to just gather evidence that I'm right. So previous day, we had a manipulation leg before our distribution, and this -2 lined up with the CE of the fair value gap, or the order block, the gold OTE pocket for me, and -2. So that's 3 confluences in one. This is a respected 5-minute order block, so I'm not seeing anything beyond this. So I'm simply just waiting for price to tap into that level. So you see, price tapped into this level. We tapped into it and we respected it. This is what we call a rejection block. Boom. Because it respected it, never closed into it, just wicked into it, and we closed kind of like a bearish instance. My entry was on a little bit of a lower time frame. I did the OTE of the wick that tapped into it to the low when we closed, which this white line was my entry. I put a limit here. I'm in there, and I'm putting a stop at the highs. I did a 20-point stop, so we'll just do a 20-point stop. And seeing that this is my one, we're tapping into a high time frame order block. Drop down to a 5-minute order block. I know that this is aligned, and with my drawn liquidity being lower, and since we're in a downtrend, and I have 3-4 confluences that tell me to go short, my drawn liquidity on higher time frame is this, and since we're in a premium discounted range, I'm looking to carry these shorts. So, I mean, this is a 27.96 RR trade. I did take this. I do have executions, but this is kind of just how understanding how market is moving. You know, you see consolidation here, manipulation, distribution. Now, at the end of the distribution, we gathered all this liquidity. We tapped into a respected order block. And with this order block high being our protected high, our stops can even be at this high. But I did a 20-point stop. So I have already been in this trade, and I'm just looking to hold and take partials as we go. So if we just want to watch price obviously dump all the way through, you see I closed some of my partials here, and I just left some running. And you can kind of see price just like drawing. See, we kind of get close to this, but then we start shooting up. Us not even ES not sweeping this, and this being low hanging fruit that we need to come grab, this was an automatically like, yes, we need to come take this out. It's just more draw, and you can see, look, building liquidity, building liquidity, building liquidity. We're just all of this, like we can take this. It's just presenting itself for more liquidity. It needed liquidity to move. So you see price coming up here, and now we're just gonna wait. We're just gonna wait for price to do its thing. And coming into, you know, market open, we manipulate up to the daily open. We're respecting it. Obviously an uptrend. We failed to make a newer high, and we closed below the previous low. So this would be our break of structure. And this is kind of just market structure, and I'm trying to explain this as best as I can. So we get our break of structure. Now we just need a retest of this level, and we can look for shorts. So when market opens in an hour, you see we're coming to retest this level, and now all we need is some form of break of structure that proves our bias is correct. So 920, 925, you see we're retesting, and all we need is either a 5-minute bearish candle to the downside or like a 3-minute change in the state. So I'm just waiting for that. See, we manipulated higher. We know we're bearish. Boom. There's our 3-minute change in the state. So now I'm going to draw my OTE from the wick high to the wick low. And I'm just going to wait for price to tap into this 6.8 level. And I'm going to short from here with a stop at the wick high. And my take profit being the DOL. And if we could look beyond, since we tapped into this -2 and the AOX standard deviation, drawn liquidity should be these lows. So that's where I was holding to this morning, and even further. So technically this was a 38 RR trade, but I closed with a 27 RR. You see, we got that change in the state. We're kind of coming back up to OTE. See, we tapped the OTE. We're in that trade, and now we're just simply waiting for price to do its thing, drawing towards our DOL. So now we just wait. See, price comes, slaps our drawn liquidity, and now we take partials and leave one running to these lows. And you see price do that. I mean, it does go all the way pretty much, and then we go higher. I closed there, or got stopped out in profit like right here. So we'll say that. So that's kind of like a very descriptive way of entering into the market. You know, there's entries in here. There's a lot of stuff that goes into finding your higher probability setups. You know, I'm not just gonna blindly enter off of this unless I have some reasoning behind it. Like, yes, we have all this inducement that we could take out, all this liquidity that we could take out, and we also have this sponsored 5-minute order block inside of an hourly order block. So I know that's very strong with this being my protected high. Also, our drawn liquidity being lower. And then us stopping here, these shorts just made so much more sense. So being in, even like these shorts, you know what I'm saying, with FOMC, you can see that we're drawing towards, like overall, if my entry's here, like I said, and I did a 20-point stop, I'm never getting stopped out. I can even do here or here. Like, look at this. As weird as it is, this trade is the move, and we're just coming down to these levels now. Like, it just makes sense. So if you have questions, hit me up. Like, I don't want you to be like hesitant, like, oh man, I think he's just wrong, whatever. Just hit me up. I got you. I can help you out. Just basic market structure, understanding where price needs to go, and I could have been wrong. We could have absolutely went up to this 4-hour fair value gap, but I think we've been needing a retrace this entire time, and now that we're finally getting into these negative twos, we're starting to collect this liquidity. And me personally, I think we come down to here. But this is just me being me, following my strategy and taking the best possibility trade setups that I could take. So if you guys need anything else, just kind of let me know. But yeah, I mean, this is kind of just like a recap for myself as well, just understanding what market is doing here, what our drawn liquidity is, what price is going to do. Like, even like this, for an example, we're consolidating here. This is our consolidation. Then we manipulate lower, and then we're distributing. Now the process will repeat. We consolidate, we manipulate, we distribute, right? And now that this, and it does this all the time. We distribute, but like this was our high time frame. If you look at the 4-hour, consolidating, high time frame manipulation, and now we're distributing. Like all consolidation, manipulation right here, distributing. Now we distributed lower, consolidation, we had our little manipulation, distribution, same thing, came back up here just like this, and now we're distribute loading. So now my next thing would be some form of consolidation, some form of like downtrend, or even like an uptrend, and then same thing, manipulate lower, then go higher, all targeting draws and liquidity lower. So since we are being bearish, with us being super close to these lows, I would suggest that we probably take these lows and make a new low. So yeah, it's kind of just what I think. But yeah, I feel like it was a very descriptive type of entry model that you could have taken. I mean, I did call these out in the Discord. We took these shorts live in the Discord, so feel free to join. If you guys want to get into trading, join the Discord. It's going to help. Overall, called this banger of a play last night. So yeah, if you guys got questions, hit me up in the Discord, but join the Discord, and hope this video helps you guys like understanding like market structure, why I waited, why I wasn't, taking shorts from here, or taking shorts from here after we manipulated here. It's because all of it is aligned. So if you have questions, just let me know. And like, I appreciate you guys watching. Yeah, and I hope you guys find this video helpful. So we'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.